Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and today we'll talk about IAG Group, which is basically the company that owns British Airways as well as some other airlines. And there was some news that came out about this company the other day, which we'll talk about, and I got quite a few questions about this. And I'm not currently a shareholder in this company. I've actually never recommended this company as a buy, in my opinion. I've never really said that they're a great company, but I think because I'm kind of a UK investor and I currently have a few UK airlines, I've had a few people ask me questions about what they think about the current situation, if it's kind of tempted me to buy into this company, or if you do hold shares, what would I do in the position of being a shareholder right now? So if you're new around here, guys, make sure you subscribe. If you've been here for a long time, make sure you smash the like button, and we'll take a look at IAG Group. So there's a lot of news that came out about IAG Group, and it's been negative with a lot of job cuts. Even people inside the company coming out saying that they're struggling for money and they need to raise a lot of capital. And the one thing that did really start all this off, and probably the reason why I am doing this video, is because it came out on Monday that what they're going to do is they're going to raise some more capital from shareholders. And it was a very confusing way how they were going to do it, but basically the easy way to sum it up is they're going to offer more shares, and they're hoping that shareholders take up a lot of these shares and they'll raise money through that way of actually a share offering basically. And it's, like I say, it was a confusing way how they did do it in the end, but obviously they're trying to go through every format they can to kind of raise money at the moment. And unfortunately, sometimes when you are the shareholders in struggling companies, the way the company sometimes has to raise money is through you as a shareholder, which isn't great. So it is an airline. We know what's going on with the airline situation. They're being hit by COVID. A lot of them are losing revenue. And the worst thing for this company is that it has a lot more long-haul flights, which are definitely ones that aren't going to be taken up right now, which has left it into a bad position. Now, the first thing I want to say is that obviously there's a lot of risk here. With it having a lot of risk here and the potential for it to not have a lot of revenue for a long time, I like to see how the company was doing in pre-COVID situation. Now, the reason why I like to do this is because I like to see if, when they get back to normal, are they going to be able to pay up debt off quickly? Are they going to be able to make profit quickly? And are they going to make lots of profit? And also, what kind of state they're in on the balance sheet side of it. So we take a look at the company, and revenue-wise, it's done okay. It's not, crazy amount of revenue growth, but it's okay. It's not the worst I've seen. And on the earnings side of it, same again. It's done okay, but once again, we're not seeing massive explosions of growth here. On the balance sheet wide side of it, it has been a little bit choppy. They've kind of got the same amount cash to debt. Now, the cash pile on this has probably been burnt through a little bit. And then obviously you've got the capital raise that they probably had to have done. So you can't exactly count on this kind of numbers here, but we can see it was an amazing balance sheet. We probably want a balance sheet that had a little bit more cash to debt ratio on here. So we can see that the growth wasn't amazing, and we can see the balance sheet was okay. And like I say, if we're getting a company that's going to be really affected by the COVID situation, we need to be investing into a company that has very good growth and also a very good balance sheet. So on the financial front, it doesn't look great. I mean, it could be a lot worse, don't get me wrong, but financially, it wasn't a company, we're not talking about an easy money stock. When we had the Boohoo situation and Boohoo dropped, 50%, the growth was still going to be there. Fantastic growth. We had a balance sheet, fantastic balance sheet. And, you can buy into the company when it dips like that because it's going to be able to sort it out very quickly, and you'll kind of get back to that good growth and that good balance sheet. We look at a company in this situation, and it's still going to be a rough time for them. And also, your reward for taking on this risk isn't huge. It's not going to be a company that returns you with amazing growth. You're also not taking on an amazing balance sheet in this situation. Now, I have not read the annual report or conference call because I'm not investing in the company, but if you are investing in the company, you should always do that, and maybe you've seen something on there that you do really like about the company. But from an outside point of view, if I was to look at this company straight away, I'll look and see that the reward on this company for the risk you're taking on, for that growth and that balance sheet, was not there in the first place. And I would say that also in this situation, because it's more of a long haul flight company, people aren't going to do them as quick. The first flights that are going to be successful are the people that want to go for 5 days in Spain, France. And that's why you've seen companies like Wizz Air and Art Group are the ones that are getting the most hyped up right now, because they had good financials beforehand, good balance sheets, and also they've got the more attractive flight paths for when things get back to normal. This company is in a terrible place because obviously you've got the point where you've got not great growth, not a great balance sheet, and also you got probably the worst flight paths there. So it's a tricky one because, like I say, from my point of view, it's not a company I would have bought, and it's still not a company I would buy because there's still not that reward to risk. So I can't rate it as a buy right now. So my point of view now is like, if let's put me in the scenario that for some reason I'd buy into this company, I'm looking at this company now, what's my kind of thoughts? If I was in this position, to be honest with you, I would probably sell out of my shares just because that it's going to be a rough ride. The ones that are going to recover the slowest, and also there's not great rewards on the outside. I would take it as a lesson learned, and if I were to get in this industry, I'd be looking at the stronger companies in this area as well, the ones that probably will recover quicker, the ones with the balance sheets, the one with the better growth. So for you guys that are in there, I would just take it as a lesson, and I wouldn't even average down on this one. But if you do still believe in the company and you are invested into it, there's nothing wrong with averaging down. It's down to your opinion, but from my opinion right now, it's a company that is in a very bad position, and I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel just yet. So even if you were trying to be a bottom picker in this one, so if you thought you weren't in it before and now it's got to these lows and you think this might be worth a shot, I would still give it a year just to see what happens with more dilution of shareholders, more capital being raised, might sell part of its British Airways holdings to raise cash. Something like that might happen, which might change your opinion. I think you can, just leave this one for a year just to see what happens. See if the COVID situation relaxes for next summer. Like I say, I think it's one that you can just leave for the time being. There's better companies out there, in my opinion. So overall, for you guys that were asking me about that, I hope it gave you some insight into my thoughts on it. And as always, guys, if you are new, subscribe. For you guys that have been here for a while, you guys smash the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.